another Generation 2 Plastic Gun Review! Woohoo! Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some more Generation 2. Well, I'm talking G2, I'm talking Euro style toys. You know, powered masters. We're talking Staxx. Here's Generation 2 Staxx in his semi-truck mode. I absolutely love the way this truck looks. It is one of the coolest looking out of the entire line, and personally one of my favorite. I do like the fact that he has this really crazy color scheme. This color scheme is just awesome. I love this kind of tealish, almost indigo blue. And he goes to this really weird bronzy kind of gold plasticky color. The other thing this thing actually has is a really cool pullback gimmick. The pullback gimmick on it works very well, and it's triggered by inserting the guns. If you put the gun in the passenger side, obviously it doesn't go anywhere. But when you put the gun into the driver's side, it allows the truck to just zip along and just run into whatever you want him to, because he's supposed to be a bit of a road rage truck. Taking a closer look at the truck mode, he's actually got a really interesting thing here. I've looked all over the place and I can't seem to find any real information about this, but he does happen to have some kind of independent suspension here with these two back tires. They're both separate, so they're not connected by like a union. And when you do any of the pullback gimmicks on it, it doesn't really do anything to the truck itself when it rolls. It is kind of cool that it does that, but you know, if any of you guys out there have any information about this, let me know, because that's something I've been trying to figure out for a while. But taking a really close look at him, you can tell, he's got a lot of cool riveting going on here, and this, just little bitty pieces of detail kind of picked out. He has a really nice looking grill. I do like the grill on him. Not to mention the detailed, that he's just got lights and horns on the top. I love this crazy sticker that obviously it says PM1 because Powered Master 1, and then Staxx right there has got his name. He is a Decepticon, so if you guys are looking for the Decepticon, it's actually on the underside, which is kind of weird considering the rest of them is kind of apparent just on the outside somewhere. They had to hide it on him. I don't know why, but they could have maybe slapped it across the fender here or something. Would have probably been better. I do like this toy. It's very cool, and it's not like, it doesn't weigh a whole lot, but he's just a really kind of hefty little thing. This bronzy color plastic, though, it does have a swirl much like GPS, but I haven't ever had an issue with this kind of plastic. Now, I'm not really sure if any of you guys out there have ever had an issue with Staxx having any kind of breakage or anything, but it seems he's pretty good. I think he's a pretty sturdy little toy. It does happen to have little rubber wheels here on the very back. The rest of these are just solid plastic. It does have a little center wheel here too. But it's a really cool little guy. Not much more to say other than the crazy fade they got going on here with this black, which is kind of interesting. Maybe that's, I don't know, residual carbon buildup from the little stack things here. And like I said, you can take these little guns here, which you can take a little closer look at. These are the little smokestacks he comes with. He's got two of them. They're really pretty well detailed. They are different on both sides, which is kind of neat. But he doesn't look too bad without them. I actually prefer him with them. But enough waffling about this truck mode. Let's go ahead and turn him into a robot, shall we? Here's Staxx in his robot mode, and he's a really cool little chunky dude. I do like the colors on this guy. It's very cool. And he still retains this whole pullback gimmick. The only thing is you do have to leave the gun installed in the back portion of his leg to just allow him to roll around. And he rolls around quite a bit. He does it very effectively. This is something I do like about this toy, is this whole pullback function. It's kind of nice, and something I think that's kind of lost from toys, nowadays. taking a closer look at him, though, he does happen to have a lot of cool little detail just sculpted in him. I do like the fact that you can see how big old feet, you know, he's got these gigantic platform type of feet, and pretty decent detail on the chest. I do like the little bit of ribbing here he's got on the, you know, his upper kind of shoulder area. It's just nice to see a little bit of sculpted detail in there. Does have a really cool looking little head sculpt there, although he doesn't really have like a mouth or anything like that, but it's more of a face plate, and I do like that about him. Would have been neat to see a little bit of color thrown in there for the eyeballs, but that's fine, you know, he's not bad. And what's kind of odd is that's about the only orange you see other than the orange coming off of his sticker on his back. And looking at him from the back, he's, you know, he's kind of almost proportional in a way, because it seems like his arms and everything stick out just as much as the back portion does, so it's kind of funny. It's something I do like about him. He does happen to have the ability to have a little bit of articulation where you can shoot at Autobots and such way up in the sky if you want to, and take the other gun off and you can do this. And the cool thing about this is you can do the whole pullback thing and he won't actually roll away until you put that in there. And then you can actually put his guns all the way to the ground, so you know he can shoot at ants or whatever else is, you know, below him, which is kind of nice. He does happen to have like a way to kind of lunge forward a little bit, which is kind of cool because you can make him look like he's rushing into action like this. I do like this. Gives it a little bit of I don't know, whole, you guys remember Short Circuit and Johnny 5? That's kind of what that reminds me of. I do like that about him. He's a very cool little chunky dude, though. Probably one of my favorite of the entire line. I like this guy a lot. He's so funny. He's just comical. But he just turns into an awesome truck, which kind of reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, Stompers from back in the day. The only thing I can really say, though, is I wish there was a way to maybe hook like a trailer onto the back so you can pull a trailer, but there really isn't. There's a molded hitch there, but it doesn't actually have like a hole or anything. If you had something big enough, I guess it would fit in there and kind of wedge in, but I don't know. Be neat to see a trailer for Staxx. That'd be kind of interesting. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another Generation 2 review, and I'll see you guys around because I have plenty more coming your guys' way. And that's it for now. Bye!